All right, you guys, it is the week before Thanksgiving, like the week of Thanksgiving, so 2 days before Thanksgiving, and I'm super excited to have you guys on here. I am so thankful for all of you, and I just want to start by saying that it's fun to see your guys' faces, and I know that a lot of people are traveling or have, guests in town, and so it might be not a high attendance call. That's okay. Hopefully, if there's some golden nuggets on here, you can send it out to people that you think want to learn and people that want to benefit from this. And actually, as we kind of just go through the beginning part of the call with our stories and product testimonials, if you guys all can just think of one person, maybe cross line, down line, up line, that you really think should hop on here, just send them a quick text message. Every one of you, just one accountability partner, and just say, hey, hop on the team call. It's 30 minutes, even if they're cooking dinner or driving home, that they can kind of listen in. And we're going to dive in and then get you guys out of here so you can start your Thanksgiving prep or have a glass of wine or whatever your Tuesday of Thanksgiving Eve begins to look like. So with no further ado, I love to just always start with stories and success and a little bit of education. So I want to start tonight with Mr. Chris Marshall because, he's such a fan of our skincare. Just kidding. But if you could just start by telling us a little bit about our Spotlight product, we would love to hear from you.
Cool. Thank you, Lauren. So the Spotlight product this week is the Rejuvity Moisturizing Day Cream. It's really amazing because unlike a lot of other products, it goes on light, it's not greasy, it's not heavy, and it has an SPF of 15. So whether you are baking in the summer sun or whether you're in Denver wondering when the snow's coming again, this is a great product to protect your skin. It will help your makeup go on better if you're a makeup user. And it's just a tremendous product. It's a tremendous sort of anchor to our Rejuvity line. So everybody should go out and get some right now.
Awesome. I love it, you guys. And why we are diving into seasonal stuff, I will tell you, this is one of my favorite gifts to give the holiday season. So I think, and this is no exaggeration, my sister can probably attest to this, the amount of things I got from Bath and Body Works of gifts all the time that smells like you're going to immediately have vertigo because it's all chemically and it's bright pink. I would always get this and be like, ooh, regift. Like Rachel could probably tell you all the things I would get these. I'm like, thank you. Who wants to smell like peppermint mocha? Not me, right? And I would be immediately gifting away because I was freaked out by the food coloring and everything else that was in there. But I always thought lotion was a cool gift. And last year was the first year I gave the Rejuvity hand cream. And I put my own little gift basket together with like a Burt's Bees chapstick, like the Rejuvity lotion, some Ice of Delights. But that, remember, when you buy 6, 10% off of anything. So that's actually a really fun way to gift something a cool stocking stuffer. And it doesn't come with the nastiness of like, you smell like sugar plum berry for ever and ever and ever. So I now would love to introduce Rachel. Ranelli, I think she's calling in and she was going to do her product story, but she ended up staying late at her daughter's ballet practice. So Rachel spontaneously is going to share her product story with us tonight. So let's hear from you, sis.
Hey. I know I'm a little bit mad at Lauren because I told her that. What?
Jen wrote a bad word in the chat.
I have to see before I see. Right?
I didn't see that.
I didn't hear it. It must be just you.
I didn't see that. I think that they're drinking margaritas already. So anyways, just tell your product story because I'm a little red at the moment.
I missed it. I was going to say that I'm a little bit mad at Lauren for calling me on last minute because I actually had to get dressed. And she said, well, please put a shirt on before this. So I came from the hot tub. Anyways, I am Rachel, if you guys don't know me, and basically I've been on Isagenix now for over 4 years, and especially this time of the year, the holidays, I'll tell you just a little bit, are like my favorite time because I love to eat, I love pumpkin pie, I love all the sweets, I love going to parties, you guys know I love to drink, and this saves me every year from being sick, from putting on the extra weight, from having to deal with the stress, whatever it is. But overall, just even a broader story about Isagenix. Before I did get started, I was someone who watched everything, and I had to calorie count up the wazoo, and I watched every single thing that I put in my body, and it was just so frustrating. And I actually hated the holidays because of that, because you felt like you would indulge and, have to go to the gym for 3 months. So now to just really be able to live a life of balance and enjoy everything and not worry is amazing. So that's my story for tonight.
So awesome. It's perfect. And I know, because I watched you for so long, stress about things. And you guys, this is a true story, but I'm going to keep this as holiday and fun and focused as I can. Rachel actually got into fitness before me. Some of you don't know that. And she was a group fitness instructor. And I, back in the day, hated to work out. And I was like, man, this chick works out all the time. And we went up to Keystone as a family to go skiing. And Rachel was with Aaron, her husband. I was with my high school boyfriend at the time. And we must have been in college, not high school, but we started drinking White Russians and ran out of cream. And Rachel found eggnog and decided that vodka, Kahlua, and eggnog is a very delicious drink. And after we had been playing cards and drinking this, Rachel also discovered the caloric intake of eggnog, and she had the whole family doing burpees and calisthenics per cocktail to make sure that we were not gaining weight. This is a true story. So I'm so grateful we don't have to do that anymore either, because that wasn't so much fun. Not recommend it. Okay, and then last but not least, Shauna has an amazing, amazing business story, and just it's really been fun to see your consistency and growth over the last few years. So let's hear it from you, girl.
All right. My computer screen keeps locking up, but can you hear me and see me okay? Yeah? Okay, cool. All right. So I'm going to go back just a little bit. I haven't shared this before, I don't think, so I figured I would. I've worked in many corporate jobs. I was military. I got my degree. I then worked for Rodale in their marketing department. I then moved to Colorado. I worked for Grainger Industrial Supplies as a sales manager. And I loved all of those things because I love being around people and I love working hard. But what I didn't love was that I never got to see my kids, ever. I would be working, I would drop them off early in the morning and not get them until late at night. And so when we decided to have our third, I thought it would be best for me to stay home, and we were able to make it work, and I felt so blessed. But then again, I was missing something. I had no adult interaction, and I felt really stuck in the home. And at the time, I was just exhausted and fatigued, and that's actually where Isagenix stepped in, was really for the energy. And once I had that, a lot of other people started noticing, a lot of other stay-at-home moms, friends of mine, other runners. And so I just naturally started sharing it. And when I did that, not only did I feel like I was a part of something other than myself, I really felt like I was giving back to my family in a way that I hadn't in a long time. And I was able to take the burden off of my husband. We were able to go on vacation and have a few extra dinners out, or take the kids to the movies and buy the snacks there, just the little things, not worry about braces or tires for our vehicles. All of those things. And it's added up to be even more than that for me now. And it's been such a blessing to our family that I feel like I really have to share with other families, because so many people are struggling, not only during holidays, but year round. And just that little bit extra every month could mean such a big difference for other people. So it's been amazing for me.
So awesome. I love that, you guys. And sometimes I always feel like we don't know what's missing in our life until it shows up. Like, you don't even know that those are things that you didn't have or you weren't looking for. And all of a sudden they realize, how fulfilling they are. And you're like, oh my gosh, I went all those years without it, and just kind of never lose sight of that. So thank you guys so much for that. And as promised, tonight's all about holidays and how to build over the holidays. And hopefully I can give you guys some little nuggets, but I want to, can you guys tell I'm excited tonight? I want to just give you a little bit of some Tony Robbins nuggets. I'm going to keep trying to do this because it's so fresh in my head, and he's so amazing for a reason. And just a little bit of big picture as things come up in the team. And whenever I think oh my gosh, a lot of people could benefit from that, or a lot of people need to hear stuff from that, sometimes I share it, I'll keep confidential, conversations the way that they should be. But I was talking to a group of people last night, and then someone right now that this is coming up that I just want to share it with you before we get into the grit of the call. But don't ever lose sight, you guys, of the investment it takes to really change your life. And sometimes we get so excited about the potential of this. We get so excited about the vision. We want it so fast. Our whole society is, immediate gratification and instant gratification. that when things aren't going in the week or the month or the quarter or the year that we thought that they were going to be going, that doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you, and it doesn't mean it's not going to happen. But if you think about how many years people go to school for a profession, right? I mean, if it's to be a hairdresser, a teacher, a mechanic, a massage therapist, a nutritionist, a lawyer, whatever it may be, I mean, give yourself that at least that same amount of time to invest in your Isagenix business. I mean, you're going to learn and earn at the same time here. But sometimes, with no professional training, not getting to an event, maybe getting to a couple, team training calls, it's like, oh, I can do this. And you're not making, $5,000 a month right away, or maybe not even $500, that just stay the course. And I love when Jimmy Smith always says that the only people that don't make it in network marketing are the ones that never get started, the ones that never quit. And detach yourself from the time frame. When I got started, you guys, I was in it if it took me 10 years. I was in it for the long haul. I've been fortunate and so grateful to have success quicker, but I was in it for the long haul, and whether if I become an Isagenix millionaire in 2018 or 2025, I know what's going to happen, right? I believe that that's going to happen, just like I believe that can happen for all of you. That stay the course, every single day, if you focus on growth and contribution, if you focus on getting better and you focus on serving other people, it will show up, and sometimes we look at the success of other people and there's this immediate comparison of, why it happened for them or why it didn't happen for us. And we don't know their backgrounds. We don't know their company history, their education, their sales experience, anything of that. And so just stay true to you, true to your why, true to your heart, be, full of integrity, stay the course. But every single day, if you just are obsessed with getting better, getting on calls, reading books, learning this, and serving others, showing up in a way of not what's in it for me, but what can I do for you, it will happen. And I just think that's something that all of you can kind of, keep on your heart. And then the second that I wanted to remind you guys of is just this idea of surrounding yourself with people that are going to lift you up, that are going to pour belief into you. And we all have wall kicking moments, and we all have moments where you're going to break down right before a breakthrough. And you guys have heard me say that my kind of women mastermind group with Jess and Renee and Jamie Lynn Curley has been my backbone through this. Like, I won't come to you guys and be like, oh my gosh, I'm having a low cycle week, I'm freaking out, because you guys are looking at me for inspiration and to cheer you on and like build belief into you. But that doesn't mean that it doesn't happen to me. It doesn't mean that I get really excited about a builder and then, they judge me or they get mad at me or they blame me for their lack of success, right? And that I don't have these moments. And so I want you guys to remember that everybody goes through that, but surround yourself with people that get it, that can cheer you on and can kind of lift you up, because what happens is we isolate ourselves. We think we're the only ones experiencing that. And then we focus on that. And then it's literally sometimes people are one conversation away from being done with this because they think nobody else can relate. And I was just on the phone with someone giving examples of people in the company that I know where things have happened, not to gossip, but to be relatable. And just at any point, if you're in your head about that, or you're going, this is only happening to me, or, this scares me, or this makes me uncomfortable, like reach out and continue to have conversations. I mean, some of the best relationships I have in the company are people that are not financially linked to, but they were my partner at an event, or I met at an event, and years later, we lift each other up, and years later we're sharing stories, and years later we're helping get through those moments that are, challenging. And that just remember that, resistance shows up as soon as you declare something amazing. And so if you're feeling resistance right now, you're actually on the right track, but you've got to stay the course. You've got to remember why you're doing it, for you, for others, and just keep pushing and just keep persevering. Because it's not always easy, but the celebration on the other side is really huge. So just a couple things that I wanted to share with all of you. And now diving in no particular order, you guys, these are my little sticky notes of like, please don't forget to talk about these things tonight. So I know I talk fast, and if you need to listen to the recording, you can. But going into this time of year is when most people are shutting down. I just want to be with my family. No one's going to buy a 30-day, until January anyways. I'm not going to work that hard. I'm going to pick up and I'm going to start this next year, right? I'm going to start this in 6 weeks or 7 weeks. The first thing I want to remind you is everything you do shows up 60 to 90 days from right now. So if you want to pull the brakes, right, and you want to pull the reins on your business, by March, you'll be back to where you are right now, because the whole thing's going to decline. And by January and February, when you're motivated and excited, by March and April, you're going to see not only the downfall, but how long it's taking to get back to where you are right now. More than ever, be so consistent with your connection, with the conversations you're having, and with your branding on social media, because when the time comes, when someone is ready, you want to be the person that they think about. If you're posting on Facebook once, then not at all for a week, then you post in 2 weeks, and then you don't in a week, right? Don't expect anybody to ask you about Isagenix or what you're doing, because you're inconsistent, and they're gonna go find someone that's consistent. So I want you to just remember, with the amount of conversations that you're having and with your branding on social media, whether people are buying today or tomorrow or in 6 weeks, you want to be the person that they think about, okay? And planting those seeds now, even if you're having the conversation and they're saying, no, we're out of town, or, oh, I'm afraid to be perfect, or no, I don't want to spend the money right now with Christmas gifts. Guess what? On January 1, you want to be the person that they think of. So keep your foot on the gas going into the holidays. Now, here's some marketing stuff. You guys know I'm not a huge fan of opening up a gazillion different Facebook groups. Been there, done that. It's too much effort, right? There's not any more retention. Plus, we can't activate or, excite old cleansers. So I try to do everything within our regular cleanser group. But you guys can come up with flyers and make things on your apps for marketing, right? Ways that people ask questions and, create curiosity that then we can get them on board. Some of the things that, we've done in the past is like a pre-Thanksgiving Day cleanse. I know Keisha just did a 9-day kind of, detox to retox type cleanse. But there's another one post-Thanksgiving, right? So it's like, okay, after Thanksgiving, you have time, 2 weeks before all the Christmas parties start, right? And before you're going to indulge again. This is a time that, you might sell a 9-day. Like, you guys know I'm not huge on selling that, because there's no retention, and it's, a way, way, way higher cost per day because of the limited product you're getting. But if people are like, you know what, I can do 2 weeks, or I can do 11 days, getting them in and then knowing that they can purchase the 30-day in January, or doing a 30-day, coaching a 9-day out of it, so they can get their Thanksgiving pounds off, right? Feel good for all their Christmas parties and New Year's Eve parties, but still have product left over. Though they're not doing cleanse days, they can still do a shake a day. They're still doing ionics. You can still kind of break that down. So I want you just to think about ways that you can message people, ways that you can call people, you can post on Facebook to create curiosity. And my 2 or 3 favorites this time of year is the post I was reading the chat, post Turkey Day cleanse, right? Like something along the way of like, ditch the stuff before you stuff again, or ditch the fluff before you stuff, something that you guys can kind of work on marketing with that. The little black dress challenge, men, I'm sorry, this one does really tailor to women a little bit more. But, I've seen a lot of flyers, a lot of promotions with that, getting excited about New Year's Eve, putting on a cute little dress or a picture of it, something that gets people motivated of like, oh my gosh, I want to wear a little black dress, when the ball drops type things. And the other is the gift of health. So I think a lot of times we underestimate how much people really, truly want that. But a lot of women specifically, you guys, will not invest in themselves. They want to take care of their kids first, their friends first, their family first. And the idea for them to spend $300 or $400 on their own health, on investment for them, they have guilt, right? They feel shame around it. That this is the time that if you've been prospecting someone and you've heard that, they've said, oh, there's just no way I can spend that money right now. I've got to spend it on the kids. Reach out to the husband, especially if it's like a friend or family member of someone and just say, hey, I just thought I'd tell you, Susie really wants to do this, but she's struggling with taking money out of the family budget for herself. You might want to consider this as a Christmas gift. If so, I can help you get her set up, but I know how badly she wants to do this. Really embrace that, market that. There are so many people out there that don't want to spend the money on themselves, that are suffering in silence. It also might be the time that you gift someone a system. This might be the one special person in your life that you either want in your business or needs the products, that you say, you know what, this is my gift to you. If you guys have ever heard the Tanya or Trudy Kirkpatrick story, Tanya gave Trudy her system for Christmas, and Trudy was so resistant to wanting to do it. She's like, there better be a gift card at the bottom of this box, because she didn't want to do it. But it completely transformed her life and changed her life, not just physically, but also financially. So it's a great way to market it. It's a great way to gift it. It's a great way to talk to other people about doing it. Now, when people are saying like, oh, I want to do it at the new year, I'm not going to do things over Christmas, but I will do it at the new year. Here's a couple things to create the urgency. Number one, enroll them, right? Get them in right now before they have buyer's remorse, before the credit card's maxed out from Christmas, before they walk into a SlimGenix store and buy something on urgency, right? Like, get their information, get it, ask when you can process it, but try to still close them. But the other is, if you have people that are going to be launching January 1st or the first Monday of the new year, that's pretty classic. Most people say, I'm either doing it on the 1st or the first Monday of the new year. They can't purchase it on the 1st and start on the 1st, right? It's not like when you walk into Jenny Craig and you walk out with a bunch of freezer-filled food. If they want to start on the 1st, they've got to purchase no later, usually by the 26th. I'm not looking at the calendar right now, but that's if there's some weekdays. If it's falling on weekend days and we know we're not shipping, or with holiday delays, I mean, you want to be really proactive with educating your customers that that's awesome that you want to start on the 1st, but I want to make sure we place your order on the 20th. You know, with any type of weather delays, with any type of seasonal shipping delays, that way you can get your products, you can look over the video, you can grocery shop and set yourself up for success, that you can start on the 1st. You know, I remember when we did our first New Year, New You program, there's another branding, marketing idea. I literally had it bolded on everything in all caps. You must order by this date for it to ship and start on time. Like our New Year, New You cleanse was starting, you know, that Monday after the new year. And everything I did, every flyer, everybody I talked to, I was like, that's awesome. But if you want this and want to start on that time, you've got to order by this date. You know, calculate that for people, because what happens is then they want to do it, and then by the 1st, and then it goes out on the 2nd, they don't get it to the 6th, you know, a week has passed, they've lost their motivation, they've probably already walked in and, you know, bought something from Weight Watchers, now they've put Isagenix on the, you know, shelf because their personal trainer said they couldn't do it or whatever. I mean, you really, truly want to kind of be on the front line of that and explaining why they want to order ahead of time. So just to kind of reiterate the branding stuff, New Year, New You, making sure they order ahead of time, the little black dress challenge, a post Thanksgiving Day, you know, challenge, you know, getting people there. Don't forget about some of the stuff in the flyers that Alex made, but your healthy survival guide, that's going to be all focused on stress support, immune support, and just not that people are going to lose weight. It's not that they're doing a 30-day, but we want to keep their immune systems up while they get on planes, or cold and flu season, or why they have guests in town. And that's really just putting good nutrition in their body, the shakes, the vitamins, the zinc, you know, immune suppress, something of that. We also have the maintain, don't gain, and saying, hey, you know what, you might not be focused on losing weight right now, but imagine doing 2 shakes a day so that your cravings are down, you're putting on muscle, you're boosting your metabolism, that when you go and have eggnog white Russians, or you go have pumpkin pie, or whatever that may be, that you're not worried about gaining weight, and that you're, you know, satisfying those cravings. You know, be educating people and talking about all those things that we had kind of created. When we are also getting people excited, and this is a huge time of gift giving, we know that people are going to spend, on average, you guys, on average, the average household is spending $500 to $1,000 on gifts for people outside of their immediate family. So this is teachers, this is the kids' coaches, this is your hair lady, your massage, you know, lady, your chiropractor, your dentist, you know, people from church, outside of your immediate friends and family. People are spending $500 to $1,000 on average, $10 to $20 a gift. So think about what most people buy. Starbucks gift cards, you know, bottles of wine, usually like food and cheese, things of that sort. Where can we get creative with the Isagenix stuff and gift something that not only interests them in the products, but is actually going to be a value of their family? So we still have the holiday catalog. The Ice of Delight assortment box is awesome. You guys, I mean, not only are you putting BV back into your business, but who doesn't want a box of chocolates? I mean, literally in 4 different flavors. I mean, the whole family is going to like one of the flavors. You know, they get that variety. And to give someone that instead of a meat and cheese board, you know, to give them a gift of health, you're investing in your own business. They're going to want more when they run out. Plus, they're fun, and it comes in that cute little box that looks like a little winter scene, and there's candy canes on it. I mean, that's a great gift to give somebody. I'm loving right now, I bought a whole bunch of the Rejuvity sample packs. so you can buy like packs of 10 for them or 20. And the little Rejuvity sample packs, this has been something when someone goes consultant or does their cleanse day, I'm sending in a card, right? Congratulations on completing your cleanse day, or congratulations on going consultant. But I also have been doing it for people that I do Christmas cards with, right? I'm just like flipping that into a bigger envelope or throwing it in with something else. Like, hey, by the way, this is one of my favorite little things. I wanted to give you an extra gift, yada, yada, yada. So even if you're going to give a bottle of wine, like throw a thing of Rejuvity in there. Think about the products that we have in the seasonal catalog. Go back and refresh it of all the things if you've forgotten. But the little eShop holders, I mean, if you were to buy a bunch of the different eShop flavors, you can put, because 3 go in there, 1 of each flavor, comes with a little bow, put a little note on there. I mean, give this to the people that are exhausted and burnt out. I mean, the nail ladies that are working overtime, hairdressers that are working overtime, teachers that are working overtime, personal trainers, and just be like, hey, happy holidays. Like, this is my treat to you. And it's obviously not like Red Bull or Monster. They're going to absolutely love it. They're going to absolutely love that they're doing something, but they're going to want more. They're going to get, creative or curious about it. And you, again, are not like, you're teaching about some of the products that we have. So think about that. So the lotion, like Chris just talked about, that's a great gift to give someone. You guys, I think it's like $20, like that bottle of lotion. Whatever the things you absolutely love. And even like if you're someone who, let's say you bought a box of protein bars, right? You bought lemon and you don't love it. You like oatmeal raisin. Well, you're going to get, like, what are you going to do with those lemon anyways? You don't like them? Like, give them with a card, just like give it, if you're just mailing cards to someone or dropping them off, like all kinds of little different things that we can use the products that we have as gifts and samples. So don't lose sight of those things. Now, one of the tricky things that people worry about is the cost. Oh, everyone's on a budget. People are already worried about, Christmas gifts, right? And travel, and maybe it's a slower time of work for them. That how in the world could they pay for this? That is the reason right now to talk about it. My favorite thing to lead with in December is the business. You guys know I love the products, and I'll talk about the products, but I lead with the business a lot, but especially in December. If you guys have never heard the call, I did it last year. I interviewed Alex Sabat about her story over Christmas. I just bumped it up in Opportunity. If you guys Google Alex Sabat Christmas in any of our pages, it'll come up. When you listen to that call and you realize how Isagenix gifted Santa Claus for that family, you will never not share the business opportunity during the months of November and December. I literally remember 2 years ago sitting at Starbucks and overhearing a conversation of someone not being able to pay for Christmas and turning around and saying, I am so sorry. I did not mean to eavesdrop on your conversation, but you reminded me of my friend Alex, and I have to show you something. Like, if you're at all open, I have to show you how I can help you make money right now that you don't have to worry about this, and we can get Christmas paid for, right? To this day, she's always asked that I keep who that is anonymous, but we did it. She's still building today. I mean, you never know who's looking for that. I don't know a single person that can't benefit from extra money ever, but especially this time of year. So when you are thinking about people that are struggling financially, they don't necessarily have to come in with a 30-day. They just need 100 BV to be able to benefit from the rank advancement bonuses and to be able to benefit from cycles. However, they don't need a minimum. They just need their membership in one product to get PIBs. So if someone really needs money, they can come in with a canister of shakes. They can come in with a box of Ice of Delights, but they can turn around and sell a President's Pack and get $80. Then add on more product, right, to get there. So 100 BV allows you to cycle and allows you to be eligible for the rank advancement bonuses. Any BV sets you up to be eligible for a PIB. So remember that, you guys, if you are trying to help someone get paid, if you're trying to help someone get money now for Christmas, then we can get really creative on ways that we can open up the account. With that being said, I think a huge part of what we do is contribution. A huge part of our team culture, of the company culture, is contribution and giving back. That I want to encourage all of you, especially if you're making money with Isagenix, to do a few things. Number one, if you're someone who tithes, increase where you're tithing. If you're somewhere that you can give back, donations of some sort, absolutely do it. And if you're in a place where there isn't a lot of financial extras, your time is the most valuable asset you have. You know, that might be that you go to a food bank and you sort out food, or you serve food at the shelter. You know, you're working with kids and family, maybe in a shelter that don't have what we have. But I think so many of us have this benefit of residual income, and so many of us have flexibility in our schedules, that this is a time to really, really imagine what life would be like if you didn't have all those things. And I think one of the best ways to embrace our gratitude and our thankfulness is to truly be able to give back in one way or the other, and show people the light in your heart to lift their spirits. Another way that I love to do this is up your Make-A-Wish donation. If you don't have Make-A-Wish on your cart right now, I truly believe every single person should have no less than $1 Make-A-Wish donation in your cart. I mean, imagine if the entire company did that. But if you have $1 in there, maybe this month do 5. If you normally have 5, this month do 10. Maybe you do a one-time donation, you just do $50. But think about families that have spent so much money on medical bills and prescriptions that there's nothing left for Christmas, but they could get a wish granted. I mean, that's the nonprofit that Isagenix has partnered with. So if you can give $5, you can give $10, like go in right now, edit your auto ship, or place a wholesale order and just make the donation to Make-A-Wish. But I think that that's a huge part of our company and our culture, that I just want to always keep it on the forefront of ways to do that. And one of the ways that we've incorporated contribution, but also been able to build the business, is to incorporate contribution within team activities or launch parties. And they have been so successful the last few years. So for example, we last year got a whole bunch of the team. There was about 35 of us that went down to the food bank of the Rockies. And for 4 hours, we sorted food and we packaged food and we donated our time there. We all volunteered. In the process, the team got to know each other. They built relationships. We kind of were posting that we were doing that. We all went to lunch afterwards. And then because we were wearing Isagenix shirts, people were asking what we were, what that was about. People got enrollments from it. You can kind of see this ripple effect. Every launch party, every Ignite Your Life we did last year was around a charity or organization. So we did something for military families. We did a coat drive. We did a canned food drive. There's ways that you can get your community together and have value in giving back, but then also be bringing them together to kind of share what you're up to. So if you're going to do like a healthy holiday party or, sip and sample, and you're talking about Isagenix and you're saying, hey, I want you to come over. I want to share with you what I'm so excited about. We're kind of launching our New Year, New You program or whatever, but we're also doing a coat drive, so the only thing I ask is for you to come drop off, old coats of the kids or yours that we can go and personally donate. And I always set a goal. I have a goal to bring at least 25 coats this year. That's set a goal to bring 50 coats or whatever it is, because people will come because they want to be a part of that. People will come, even if they weren't initially interested in Isagenix, because they want to be a part of that culture and see those core values. And then as a result, they're going to see the success stories. They're going to sample the products. They get to kind of learn about Isagenix. So this is a really, really great time to build your business, but it starts with you seeing all of the ways that you can be creative with this, all of the ways that you can help people physically, financially, immune support, health and wellness, losing weight, maintaining your weight, whatever that may be, to really be able to capture it, not losing sight of how quickly we can get somebody paid and how they can spend $150 and turn around and make $800 like that, being able to share that with people. And the decision to build in the holidays and not take your foot off the brakes not only says something about your character, because I believe how you do one thing is how you do everything, and making the rest of the year the best of the year and finishing as strong as you started, it's going to launch you into 2018 into momentum. It's going to launch you into 2018 ahead of the game. For anybody who's pulling back the brakes, for anybody who is not engaged right now and, not getting on the calls, not learning this, not talking to people, not having launch parties, by the time momentum picks up for them in January, they're already behind. They're already playing catch up. In the same way we're saying, I'm not gaining holiday weight. I'm ahead of this. I'm not waiting until January 1 to be 15 pounds heavier to be on that journey. I'm not waiting until January 1 to enroll 15 people, right? I'm on it right now as much as I always have been. And I want you guys to see that, because in January, February, your business will explode. What you do now is going to show up tenfold. in the next 2 to 3 months. But the people that take their foot off the gas, they're playing catch up from the new year for where you already are. So get excited about it, be able to inspire your team about all of this and know that you're planting seeds. My friend PK Smith always talks about there's harvesting months and there's blooming months. I mean, this is a harvesting month for a lot of people. You're planting the seeds, you're watering the garden, but in January, everything explodes. March, everything explodes, but it is totally dependent on what you do now. So not only are you going to have an amazing November and amazing December, but you're launching Q1 of 2018 right now. Does that make sense? The last but not least, there is a podcast I did with Kirsty Cody, that's John Anderson's daughter. She interviewed Jessica Rigner and I a couple years ago because we both were top enrollers in the month of December. What are you guys doing? How could you possibly get this many people started in December? I highly encourage you to listen to it. If you just Google Jessica Rigner, Lauren Sims, Isagenix, it's probably the first podcast that comes up, or on our team page. But it's just something that has additional nuggets in it that I either maybe have forgotten about or that Jessica had suggested. But I think it'll really help you guys. So Janny started in December. There's so many leaders out there I think about that started in December. There's never going to be a perfect time. And if people want to say, oh, I can't do it right now because the holidays and XYZ, every single month, there's going to be a birthday. There's going to be an anniversary. There's going to be the possibility to go on a trip. There's going to be the possibility of getting sick. There's never going to be a perfect day. And what I tell people about the 30-day, all I need is your cleanse days to be perfect, right? 26 days, you need to do about 60% perfect and you're still going to get results. I need 4 days. Can you give me 4 days in the next 30 to 40 days of where you're really strict and really strong? And just that ease to say you don't have to be perfect. And I want you to have pumpkin pie and drink eggnog and eat candy canes or whatever it is. But the shakes are going to have you eat less of them and not feel dissatisfied, right? The shakes are going to help you boost your metabolism, that you're not gaining this weight. Education is huge. And people just say, I don't want to spend $300 or $500 if I can't do it all out. Remind them of, in February, there's Valentine's Day, and in March, there's spring break, and every other month, there's always going to be something, and that's why we don't coach perfection, that how right now they can really, really start to make a change. And I also love to hold the mirror up to people's face. And I say, just out of curiosity, what were your resolutions in the beginning of 2017? What were they? And have they come true? And are you waiting until 2018 to repeat them, or would you like to get a go at them right now? How would it feel to be able to dive in and make progress on what you started out at the beginning of this year instead of waiting again, instead of delaying and putting your life on hold again? You choose, right? But don't be afraid to ask people, because they're miserable and they're coming up with more excuses, the same excuses they've given you for 10 months, the same excuses they've given themselves, So that's kind of my food for thought on this. I want to say one other thing, and then if you guys have questions, I'm happy to stick around and answer the questions. But you've heard me say over and over and over the importance of writing down your goals, the importance of writing down your intentions, your attraction statements, having sticky notes all over the place. And for years and years and years and years, I've heard, where you focus, energy goes, right? Where you focus, energy flows. And what you focus on, you'll find. What I learned recently was the second part of this, that not only where you focus, you'll find, or it'll find you, right? What you focus on, you'll find, or it'll find you. And so many times when I've written out, or I think I'm enrolling these people, the ones I'm reaching towards don't necessarily enroll. The 3 girls last week, I thought for sure we're going to enroll, right? 1 credit card didn't go through, 1 got cold feet, whatever, but 3 random people reached out. And I've always been like, how does that happen? Why is it when I'm so clear, the ones I thought weren't, but I always get the enrollments? And when I heard Tony Robbins say that, what you focus on, you'll find, or it'll find you. It's I was so clear last week, I was enrolling 4 people, but I was like, oh, look, it wasn't where they still found me, right? You can see this kind of whole circle of the law of attraction. Your reticular activating system, you guys, this is that part of your subconscious that what you focus on, you start to see a lot of. So it's when you are looking for a new car, you've never seen a Ford Taurus before, but now you're looking for one and you see them everywhere, right? That's the reticular activating system. You have to consciously decide what you're focusing on. So when you have sticky notes all over your house of I'm an executive by December 31, or I cycle 20 times, or I cycle 10 times, I'm hitting the 5-cycle bonus, in all these different places, on your computer, in the bathroom, in your car, by your desk, right? Your brain is seeing this. And it's focusing on 5 cycles, 5 cycles, 5 cycles, or 40 cycles, 40 cycles, 40 cycles, 40 cycles, that you are going to find it. You're going to make decisions like not watching TV to make calls because you're focused on it, or it'll find you. People are going to start showing up. Builders are going to start showing up. Duplication is going to start happening because you are focused on it. The energy that you're putting out is open to it. So sometimes people say, oh my gosh, where do you meet these people, Lauren? Because I write down every single day, like the intention, right? The people I'm literally trying to attract. That if you guys do our IPA sheet, post on social media, contact 3 new people, follow up with 3 new people, do 3 acts of service, write out your goals and write out your intention statements. If you do that 3 to 4 times a week for the next 6 weeks, I promise you, you'll all rank advanced by January. I promise you. But here's the thing, just like people get really excited to lose weight and they eat 2 salads and they work out one day before they hit the Taco Bell drive-thru, right? Or they work out 2 times before they end up ordering pizza. I mean, that's just what humans do. We're culture to habit, and unfortunately a lot of bad habit. That's what a lot of you are going to do. You're going to get really excited and you're going to do it tomorrow, but then by Friday you're going to shop all day, right? Or you're going to really do it on Saturday, but then by Sunday you're going to watch football all day. That I'm challenging you to, like, why are you really doing this? Why are you really getting on these calls? Spend 10 or 15 minutes every single day and get really, really clear on what you're focused on. If you write that out, you will meet amazing people. Amazing people are going to come into you. And exactly that, what you're focusing on, you will find, or it will find you. I assure you. And the people that consistently do this have a very consistent business. And the ones that are not doing this have a very consistent, not growing business. And I know it seems cliche, and I know it seems weird, and I know it sounds like busy work, but my challenge for you is just do it. Do it for 21 days, every day. If it does nothing for your business, stop doing it. But I know the proof is in the pudding, that when it starts to show up and get excited about it and then show other people to do it, because you guys all allow greatness in your life. You all deserve it. I want it for all of you, which is why I hound on it all the time. But I was on the phone actually with Rachel earlier, and she kind of says, I know you want me to do this. You always write on your things about your intention statements. I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's get like real clear that this is not my coaching. Like, I would love to take all the credit in the world from it. This is coming from decades and centuries of people ahead of me that have been incredibly successful. I'm just duplicating, right? If it worked for them, it must work for me. And if it's working for me, it must work for you. That I didn't come up with this. I just follow instructions, but I see the success of it, that I truly, truly would love.
Oh, just put it on. This will be over in 10 minutes. Just watch it. I'll watch.
I love it that I have been control of all that. Sherry, I want to know what you're watching. Anyways, you unmuted, but I muted you. Don't even worry about it. So just with that, just do it. Do it consistently. It's like when someone goes to the gym, they're out of shape. I can never run a mile. And all of a sudden they run a mile. If you're just consistent with this and get laser focused on what you want, work consciously and subconsciously, your businesses will all go in different places. But I told Melanie the other day, right? She's pushing for 3-star. I said, I want you to text me back when you have stickers of 40 cycles all over your house. And until you do it, don't call me back, right? I need you to see this. And she's like, oh my gosh, you're so wonky. And I remember Jenny telling me to do that. And I would roll my eyes. I was like, if this woman gets me out of bed to put sticky notes all over my house, and then things started to happen, right? I know it works. I've seen it happen with Kisa, with Laura, with my sister. So when you get off the call tonight, I want you to do 2 things. Number 1, change your Make-A-Wish for this month and next month. Give back to whatever you're capable of doing. Give up a Starbucks latte if $5 in your budget is all you have, right? Do something and put the sticky notes out for where you want to be by 12/31. That's the end of the year. It's before NYKO. It's the last day of the championship contest, whether that's going manager, director, executive, 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, 5-cycle bonus, 1-star bonus, whatever that is, 10 enrollments. Whatever it is, get laser focused on what you want the most in terms of recognition or rank advancement with your business by 12/31, and put posts all over your house. See it in different places, that when you open up the fridge, you see a sticky note. When you open up your computer, you see a sticky note. When you open up your phone, it says executive or whatever that is. And then in our group thread of the team call tonight, where I was like, here's the team call, in the comments, post your sticky notes. Let's see where they are. Let's inspire each other. Let's hold each other accountable. And let's truly, truly make the rest of the year the best of the year. Sound good? Okay. Feel free to unmute and ask me any questions that you want.
Hi, I have a question.
Hi, Karen.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
You had just said before, and I can't write as fast as I would like to. The steps that you do consistently every day that we should do for 21 days. Could you tell me slower?
There is in Dreamers in Action, the files, and it's called the income producing activity log. And I will tag you in it, or Laura, maybe you can tag it to Karen or send it to her. But it's that sheet, and it's a checklist right there for you. Laura's thumbsing up that she's going to send it to you, but it's the 3x3, writing out your intentions, writing out your goals, and just print that off and do it. Rachel, maybe if you're comfortable, you can even post in Dreamers the one you just did because it's fresh or something. But Laura will send that to you, and then that way you don't have to remember everything. You can just literally cross off the boxes and fill in the blanks.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You're so welcome. Any other questions, guys? Okay, well, I am so thankful for all of you. Thank you for getting on tonight. I wish you all an amazing, amazing, amazing Thanksgiving. It is my favorite holiday. Just really embrace all of the things that we're thankful for. Good food, good family, good health, a great company. I cannot promise you that this is true. I have not heard of it from anything except that I've seen it done the last couple years. But watch your ISA FYI, watch the team pages. My hunch is Isagenix will do a Black Friday and a Cyber Monday because they know that the associates are going to do it on their own, which is not going to be compliant unless they do something as a company. I saw them do it last year and the year previous. I don't know of anything. I wish I could assure you that I know of something. It's just a hunch, but stay on top of our Facebook pages. You know, check your messengers, check your ISA FYI email. I'm suspecting Isagenix will have a Black Friday and a Cyber Monday special. So that'll be a great time to kind of share this. And when you are around your families, if you have people over or you're around the family, use your products. You guys, don't take an e-shot in the bathroom. Take an e-shot in front of people. When everyone's like, right? Take your e-shot when everyone's in their turkey coma and you're like, I'm ready to watch the Cowboys. You know, you've got all kinds of energy, like whatever it may be. If you're going to serve coffee as an after dinner drink, serve ISA coffee. Let them know it tastes amazing. When you go places, carry ISA Delights in your bag. When people want something sweet, give them a mint chocolate ISA Delight. Like, who doesn't want them? But use your products in front of people. Be a product of the product. I love it when I have company in town and I make a shake in the morning. And people want eggs and they want this. And they're like, do you really drink that shake? And then I make them one. And then they love it and they feel amazing. And then they always want a shake for breakfast. Like, use your product. If someone's there, ask them if they want a chocolate mint or pumpkin spice or a strawberry shake. I mean, give them a shake for breakfast if you have guests in town or whatever it may be. But use your products in front of people. Let them see what you're doing and just continue to have a ton of energy. You know, that being a product of the product doesn't mean you have a six-pack. It means you're happy. It means you're glowing. It means you're healthy. It means you're energetic. And it means you're really excited to impact the lives of others. So you guys are awesome. Happy Thanksgiving. My thankfulness to you. And we will talk to you guys next week. Bye.
Thank you, we love you. Happy Thanksgiving.
Bye. Take care.
Thank you guys for telling your stories. Good night.
Great call, Lauren.
Everybody.
Thank you.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.